the new Victorian, Beans, and Mr. Rogers on today's Behind the Gavel with Jason. Thank you for watching. We're going to we'll share this on my page real quick. If I'm publishing, I can't really tell. My screen is good. All right, I must be good. All right. I'm not seeing myself on my own screen here, which is really unusual. All right, so share now. Excellent. So today we're going to talk about the New Victorian. Apartmenttherapy.com published an article titled The New Victorian a little while back that recently remade the rounds on different social media platforms. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about Mr. Rogers, but first we're going to talk about Beans. So my son goes to Rockhurst High School. I don't talk much about my family in depth, but today I wanted to brag on my boy a little bit. William, this kid right here in the picture, him and a bunch of friends last night on a Thursday night. They all go to Rockhurst High School, and they're doing the Harvest Food Drive at Rockhurst right now. Today's the end day. And each class competes with the other classes to see which class can raise the most food to go to the Harvesters Food Pantry here in Kansas City. If you live in the area, you're very familiar with Harvesters. We've worked with them. We've donated time, money, and resources to them over the years. They're a fantastic organization. They serve thousands of communities, schools, people, children, families all over the region, many states all over the region, and they exist almost exclusively on the generosity and goodwill of their neighbors, which is people who have means, obviously. So last night, my son says, I'm going to go to Sam's Club with a bunch of buddies and buy canned foods for Harvesters, for the Harvest Food Drive. Him and his buddies, all these guys in this picture, went to to Sam's Club last night and bought 101 cases of beans. They pooled all their money. They could buy 101 cases. That's, as he told me, it's 1,212 cans of beans. So hopefully that goes a long way in supporting harvesters and getting people good, nutritious food. Apparently, it was quite a scene last night. People were taking videos of the boys as they were checking out. If you're following us on Instagram, you can see a video when William's friend Sammy drove up in his minivan with the back end loaded with beans. It was pretty funny, but kudos to the boys. Really good work. Really proud of both of my sons and of William in particular today because of that action. You might notice I'm wearing a cardigan today as opposed to my suit coat, which I normally wear. Wednesday was, when I get this right, it was World Kindness Day, or also known as Cardigan Day. Many of you probably saw posts on your social media feeds of people wearing cardigans all over across the country or the world, in kind of a throwback to Mr. Rogers as being known as one of the nicest men of the 20th century. I fully agree with that. I read a biography on him. I've studied him. Watched a lot of his film. I've obviously watched his shows growing up, but he did so much for childhood education and development and treating children not like kids, but as human beings. And I think that's such an important distinction that he was at the forefront of in that childhood development conversation 50 years ago now. If you have a chance to read his books, I'm really excited to see the Tom Hanks movie coming out soon, and follow his, just do some research on what he did and why he did it. It was really pretty amazing. But cardigans, one of the greatest pictures I saw last week was in Pittsburgh. A bunch of babies were born, and they put them all in red cardigans with little black ties to emulate Mr. Rogers, and I thought that was really, really super cute. And very appropriate and very, very sweet and kind. I'm hoping that Mr. Rogers' family saw that and took pleasure in that, as his many, many fans did. But now, before I get to the main part of our conversation today, if you have any questions, comments, thoughts, or concerns, go ahead and post them here. I'll try and answer them during the episode. You can always send us a private message or emails, and we'll give you that contact information later on. We're going to talk about the New Victorian. What are people doing? What does that mean? What does that look like? We talked about this a couple of weeks ago in regards to Grandma Chic as kind of this very similar mindset or design trend. And we are seeing this more and more and more, where people are taking antiques, contemporary, mid-century modern, and not making themselves beholden to a specific style, but allowing themselves the freedom to explore all styles and just buying the things that they really, really like. And we're finding that it's raising the entire antique estate and auction market because young buyers aren't looking for a very specific niche thing. So some of the prices are down across the board on specific items, but we're seeing a renaissance and a revival in prices kind of all rising because of that idea that you don't need to be focused on a Victorian aesthetic or on a Mission Arts and Crafts aesthetic or an Art Deco aesthetic. If you like pieces from any of them, they can work really well with all of them. You know, we've talked about Frasier before, the comedy show, you know, the sitcom back in the 90s and 2000s that I remember watching a lot. And one of his great lines, he has the Eames recliner, lounge chair and recliner, lounge chair and ottoman, and he has, you know, tribal art and other things. And he tells his dad, it's not a hodgepodge. It's the best that we could wanted. He really liked that idea of having different things, of just really nice examples, and we're seeing that more and more and more. When I started doing antique shows almost more than 25 years ago, I was one of the first dealers to carry a wide range of objects because I've always been attracted to just good quality design and good quality construction. And we've been able we would have a booth that have modern and Victorian in the same booth, and people were kind of blown away. But we were selling consistently across the show to all kinds of different buyers because we had a wide range. And so if you're a dealer, that's something to keep in mind too. Being known for a specific style can be great, and if you're great at it, fantastic. But even most of the best designers I know and antique dealers I know have a wide range. A wide range of goods. They'll incorporate modern furnishings with contemporary, with antiques. You see lucite with gilding, all the lucite pieces around gilded pieces regularly on Instagram, and it's a really great juxtaposition. Tama, the antiques diva, created a line of furniture to kind of mirror that, and she has this great chair that has a lucite back and a kind of a French form to it that is just a stunning piece of work that kind of mixes the two in a singular piece and is really kind of a cool deal. So keep that in mind. If you're out there looking around, if you're trying to figure out how am I going to decorate my apartment or decorate my home, don't just get tied into a certain aesthetic. Let yourself be open to, well, that's a great thing. It can be brand new. You know, my wife and children have allergies to cats and all kinds of things. So we really can't bring used upholstered furniture to the house, even antique pieces. And so we have contemporary, modern, brand new upholstered furniture along with antique artwork. And we have an arts and crafts buffet with a French dining table. And, that always changes. We're obviously, I'm in the business of seeing stuff every day. So I'll call up my wife and say, hey, what do you think of this table? But we're open to that idea of that could be a really interesting thing, or add interest, or just work really well. Sometimes a great old chest of drawers is a perfect thing to use, and it has a great look, and it's existed and been around for hundreds of years. It could be a great piece to pick up and use and work your scheme around a specific piece. Something to keep in mind. And again, that could be, you find a great, contemporary piece of furniture, mid-century modern, Mission Oak or an antique Georgian. I mean, it doesn't matter what it is. If it's a good quality piece, a good quality thing, it will stand the test of time. If it's well made, there's well-made furniture today that would be spectacular with antique furniture. I go to art shows regularly and see some of the craftsmen who are making furniture. UNRUH here in Kansas City, UNRUH, makes custom furniture, and they do a phenomenal job. It's all well-made. It's craftsman-made furniture. And it's going to cost more money than mass-produced IKEA or the stuff you buy off the shelf at Nebraska Furniture Mart, but it should last longer, and it has a richer meaning. And it's not a first piece of furniture, of course, but once you get established and start to really look at making your house a home, you want to look at investing in quality pieces that are going to make your house a home, and people will feel comfortable in and really, really appreciate your sense of style. You're watching Behind the Gavel with Jason here. It's a Friday morning in Kansas City. It's a beautiful Friday morning. It's going to be about 60 degrees here in Kansas City, and I'm excited to have a great weekend here. If you have any questions, please post them here. We come to you live every Friday morning on our Behind the Gavel with Jason page and Casey Auction Company page. If you have questions, you can post them here. You can send us a direct message. You can always give us a phone call at 816-283-3633 or an email at info@kcauctioncompany.com, info@ K, letter C, auctioncompany.com, and company is spelled out. Just the last couple minutes here, it was a crazy week. Stacy, my wife, was in Washington, D.C., so of course this is the week that I have 3 flat tires, had to go to the doctor, and all kinds of fun stuff. So it was a crazy week, but amazingly got a lot of work done, even with all those unexpected delays. So it was a good, solid week working with people around the country right now, developing some educational products that I'm excited to have coming to the pipeline soon. And those things will be showing up here on our page here, and Instagram, and our LinkedIn account, and YouTube as well. Oh my goodness, allergies are bothering me a little bit. It has just that time of year, so hopefully don't upset too many people with that. But thank you all so much for watching. I'm going to kind of wrap it up here. I'm hoping this is going out. I can't see anything on my screen, and so I'm hoping that you guys are seeing this. And if not, we'll probably redo this sometime later on today. Thank you all so much for watching. Have a great weekend. We have a great auction going online really soon. The Toy Shaw Estate, you can see we just uploaded an album yesterday for that, and lots of goodies coming up in December and again in next year. My goodness, 2020 is just around the corner. Have a great day, and we'll talk to you soon.